Welcome to Beyond the Pages. I'm your host, Arlene Reyes from Donnelly.media. In this podcast, we go beyond the headlines, diving deep into the stories that matter with our team of journalists. Stay with us as we uncover the details, insights, and untold perspectives behind the news.
Donnelly.media presents Beyond the Pages.
Today's sponsor is Closet Factory. And also,
Captain Tree Service sponsors today's episode. When a disaster happens, call the captain.
Next this morning, we have Brittany Palko-Harris from Closet Factory. How are you? Welcome. Tell us a little bit about your connection with Closet Factory and maybe a pivotal moment in your career.
So my connection with Closet Factory has been since the womb. So my father opened up the Closet Factory franchise in Philadelphia back in 2017. Prior to that, I was always in the retail sector of business, sales, high-end retail management. Prior to Closet Factory, I worked for Louis Vuitton, Michael Kors, doing various management roles, new store openings, things like that. And I got to a point in my life where I got engaged, I was getting married, my life was starting, I was going to have kids. And coincidentally, at that time, my dad was transitioning out of high-end architectural premium woodworking on the commercial side of things. And he was opening Closet Factory, which is a franchise. We have 60 franchises within the United States. Our franchise covers New Jersey, Delaware, and Pennsylvania. And he just said, I think you would be great at this. And I said, well, what does that look like? And he was like, it's sales, it's commission. And I'm like, well, I love to work with clients. I love to manage people. And the nice part about this position, as opposed to everything else I've ever done, is it's very creative. So I kind of got the best of all worlds. And back in 2017, when we opened up the franchise, I transitioned over from a job that I loved to a job that was kind of unknown, and have helped him grow the business ever since.
Okay. Wow. That's amazing. I think the impact of having an organized closet, I think bigger than what people realize.
Yes.
So what in-home design or organizations do you think resonate with women the most today?
Well, I think, everybody in this room, I'm sure, can relate to this. Obviously, having a closet or an entertainment center, pantry, or whatever it may be in the home is aesthetically very pleasing. But I think it goes a lot deeper than that. Especially these days, women are multitasking at the finest, I guess you would say. We're moms, we're working full time, we're dropping kids off at school or practice or whatever. We're a part of women's empowerment groups, all of these different types of things. And then you come home to your house and you want it to be peaceful. So for us, we're not only trying to create something that, looks really nice, but a place where you can organize your life and feel at peace when you go back to your home.
Okay. And then what daily habits or practices help you keep yourself grounded, motivated, organized?
I would say by nature, I'm a very motivated person. I've always been motivated. Back to your first question about like a groundbreaking moment in my career. I feel like I'm the type of person, I'm very self-motivated, which I don't know if that's unique, but
I think it is. Yeah.
I always want to be the best. I always want to strive to achieve more. I'm not ever content, which is probably a good and bad thing. But, I'm always striving to do better and to do more. So I think just continuing to, keep that in mind and push forward is what, motivates me to be better.
So You mentioned creativity before.
Yeah.
How much creativity goes into your job?
Oh, a lot of creativity. So from the design perspective, as a designer, obviously you're going into clients' homes, you're working with them one-on-one, and you're designing a beautiful space for them that not only fits their organizational aesthetic, but also budgetary needs. So you have that aspect of creativity. For me personally, in my position, because I am growing the business, and that's kind of what my focus is, I feel like the creativity isn't necessarily one-on-one anymore with the client. It's really how can we do different things to separate ourselves in the industry and grow our business. And so you have to have a really creative mindset to do that. So for me, I've been trying to really kind of think outside the box and do different things like support different local organizations. We support organization called Bafana Kuaten, which is children in the foster program. I'm on the board of Closet Factory Cares. We also started a networking group called EmpowerHer to get our names out there. So I think it goes past creativity where we're designing, and it's really how can we be creative to get our name out there and grow our business, but also give back to our community and local businesses around us.
If there was a piece of advice that you could give your younger self on career, what would it be?
Stop thinking about the future. Take every day as it comes. Do your best. And if you don't necessarily accomplish everything that you intended to in that day, it's okay. There's always tomorrow.
Well, thank you, Brittany, for coming. Thank you for being our presenting sponsor.
Of course.
Love partnering up with you. And whenever you have a chance, please stop by Closet Factory's table. They're right here up front. And you can visit Brittany and her associates with any of your questions or if you want further information.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Today's episode is also sponsored by Realm Fine Fashion Jewelry. Today's episode is also sponsored by Piccadilly Inn.
Okay, we are sitting here with Anne King Lagos from Rel Fine and Fashion Jewelry. You might have noticed her table. They have a beautiful display with all of their jewelry pieces. So thank you for coming, Anne.
Oh, it's wonderful to be here. Good morning, everyone.
Tell us a little bit about how you got started in designing jewelry.
So I came to Philadelphia to go to college at the Philadelphia College of Art, which then became the University of Arts after I graduated. I have a BFA in jewelry and metalsmithing, and I fell in love with metals when I was there. And it's become my life's work.
Tell us a bit about maybe a challenge that you had that you felt like it was a setback, but it was ultimately something that pushed you forward.
So like many women, I was getting a divorce, leaving my marriage. But for me, it meant that I had to leave the business that I had co-created for almost a quarter of a century. You may know of it. It's called Lagos Jewelry. And it was like a tsunami for me. And we all have our tsunamis. I'm no different. Some are bigger and smaller than mine. But having to leave my marriage was difficult. It meant I had to leave the business that I loved dearly. It was like a child to me that I helped grow. The beading, the fluting, the packaging, the logo, all the things that a woman does. You know, the personality we give our world was mine, and I felt very close to it. And of course, the community of the people I worked with, who are amazing, very talented people. It's a wonderful company. My daughter works there. And it was a very difficult time, and I remember feeling, I got up the next day when it was really definitely done deal, and it was so quiet. And I just realized that, the impact, I really felt the weight of it. And I decided that somehow I was going to take this and make it a force to move me forward. So I created Realm.
Yeah. And it's beautiful. What's the inspiration for new product development? What is that process for you?
So I wanted to create a brand that was more about women. Actually, all of anything to do with the brand is organically grown. And the jewelry is, I'm a sculptor really, and the jewelry follows the curves of a woman's body. We have 8 collections that, besides making the designs, it was important to me to think about the meaning that I could give them all. And the 8 collections have symbolism that relates and celebrates a woman's life. And I'm really very much about fashion and design and how it affects, in a sense of being sort of an architect, and how things will look and fall on us and make us look and highlight how we look.
Okay, great. What's a piece of advice that maybe someone gave you that really stuck with you?
I would say it's to ask questions. Women tend to not do that or ask for help, and be a good listener. You may get advice that you weren't looking for, but you'll find that maybe it's something you needed, or it will lead you to something else. It's a puzzle, having a business or even your life, and you're only one piece of it and you can't do everything. I have gotten so much wonderful advice from the women that I've met through my journey with Realm. I mean, look at this room, the talent and experience that's sitting here before us.
Yes. Any, other than the advice that you have just mentioned that you have gotten, what advice will you give to women that are trying to or thinking of maybe launching a business?
I think you need to align with your intentions and love what you do, because it's hard. No matter what anyone tells you, it is hard. There's ups and downs. You constantly have to get up and figure out another way when something isn't working. And I think that, for me, when I started Realm, I wanted to make a brand that was about the women. I didn't name it my name. I named it Realm because it was a play on my maiden name, King. Realm meaning the community or kingdom. And I wanted it to be about us because, after all, it is. When we have a business and we have customers, it's about them, not just us. And it's very important to consider that. I think that for me with Realm, I wanted to create a lifestyle brand, not a status brand. A status brand is one that we wear to get attention and to feel somehow better. I wanted it to be a brand that would make you feel beautiful inside and out and be focused on yourself.
You brought some pieces up with you that you went into this.
I did. We have some special things going on today. We, first of all, are giving 20% off in honor of everyone here in health and wellness. And then we're having a raffle for our Rain Thoughtfully cuff. The Rain Thoughtfully cuff is a gentle reminder when you look down on your wrist to lead with kindness, to make the positive change that you want to see in the world, one woman at a time. How powerful is that? I also wanted to share with you the first piece that I designed in the collection. It comes in 3 sizes, of which this is the largest size, and it's called the Domain Portrait Hoop Earring. It is the Domain collection, and the center of the hoop has what I designed as a fleur-de-lis. The center of the fleur-de-lis is a marquee shape, and that represents our body that holds our heart and soul. The curved petals are our arms open to the world, and at the end are the curls that are our eyes, because we are visionaries. We create home, protection, and life. That's what we do. And from this icon, I extruded the shapes and made all 7 other collections, with it all having their own symbolism.
Thank you. Does anyone have any questions for Anne? Question was, she loved the way you described your pieces, but how do you go about doing that in your marketing and branding for the different pieces as to what they symbolize? Am I correct?
Yes. So there are 8 collections, and right there that gives you 8 headings, right? And from there, each one has its meaning. And from there, we branch out and really talk about that in different ways. Each piece has, some pieces are very small and delicate. Other pieces are very large and more of a statement. So we actually now call them or you and me, classic empress, romantic empress, and rock star empress. And really, we are all part of all of those, depending on which pieces you choose. You may choose more of the classic, but every once in a while you want a statement piece. And then from there, I created the shades of realm because we love sterling silver, don't we? Everything in the collections is sterling silver, nickel-free, allergy-free. And from there, I decided it doesn't go with everything in your closet. So you need to have different colors to be able to wardrobe everything. So we have 18 karat gold vermeil, 18 karat gold rose gold, 18 karat, platinum, black ruthenium, which is platinum. And those 4 colors, the silver, the gold, the rose, and the black, are beautifully help you with anything you're wearing, as well as make your own two-tone. You can wear the black with the gold, with the rose. It's really beautiful. And so you start to understand, and sort of like anything that we do, whether we're doing a book report, right, or something for our home, you get it organized and break it down so you can understand it. So one other thing, we also, I invite you to go and read the blogs on our site. Excuse me. I get excited.
No, of course. No, go ahead.
All of the women are not models. They're real women, and they're really, really beautiful. We try to capture them in a way that they've never been seen before, and we tell their story, which is really wonderful. I've learned so much from them. Some of them you'll read, and they'll make you laugh, and someone will make you cry.
The first part is, how long did it take after you felt that silence for you to get yourself motivated to continue on and start your line? And then the second part of the question is this just a sampling of your line that you have here? Is this, and I believe it is. This is just a small portion of
Yes, it is. We have a studio across the bridge, the Ben Franklin Bridge. When you get to the end of the bridge, you make a hard right. You can see our building. We have a studio. It's by appointment only. We are event-driven. We're not in stores, so we are happy to accommodate your schedule. Just give me a call. And the first question being how long? So, I think for me, I needed to really understand who I was at the time and what I wanted, where I was going. I was almost 60. And so that was about 12 years ago. I'm 71 now. I started making jewelry at 17, and now I'm 71. Play the lottery. Thank you. So, it was slow to start like anything, but I decided to go back to who I really was in the beginning. And I've always been creative and artistic, and I love designing. And so I created enough product and then had some friends come and ask them to bring friends. And there were probably about 20 women in the studio that day. And I was really toying with what to call it. I didn't want to make it my own name. And Realm Fine Fashion Jewelry was one that we were really thinking of and we experimented with. And I told the story of how, it was a play on my maiden name, royalty. My brother actually named me Anne Elizabeth King, after Princess Anne and Queen Elizabeth, because our last name was King. I think my mother wanted to make sure he really liked me and wasn't jealous. And it has served me well. And so, with the whole realm, it's reign in your realm. We want you to reign in your realm. We want you to reign thoughtfully, the intentions we have from the brand. And someone just yelled out, "I feel like an empress." And so that's where we got the name Empress that we're using. It all organically grew, which was such a beautiful thing. We were growing it together, you and me. And so, we're not princesses. We've grown up. Queen's been taken. And so Empress just seems so fitting, so elegant, sophisticated, and worldly.
I think connecting the real women to your designs, it is a unique way to market a jewelry line, because most times what we're used to is just, you open up, well, I guess I open up a magazine and you just see these models that are don't have a general beauty guideline that you can, as a normal person, fit to. And sometimes you're just like, do I like this because of what it looks like on her? Or where your jewelry is a little bit different and it connects on a more emotional level?
Yeah, it does. I understand looking through, because we look at magazines and styling, of course, for what we're doing. And you set out, when we do a photo shoot, we set out to style a certain way. And because of the person in front of the camera, we bring her out and we end up with something totally different, but totally incredible. Beautiful poses, just expressions on their face. A lot of the fashion magazines, the models are just sort of,
All right.
there's like nothing behind the eyes. And so important for me to make sure that we see the inner beauty of each person that we're photographing and bring it to life.
Great. Thank you so much, Anne. If you have to stop by her table when you get a chance.
That's a wrap for this episode of Beyond the Pages. Thank you for joining us. If you enjoyed today's conversation, be sure to subscribe and leave a review. Until next time, keep reading between the lines.